I'm so excited to be streaming. Every time I do a Goop week, you guys know I take like a 2-month break from streaming. So glad to be back. Next week we're gonna do a beat battle, a beat challenge. How is bro? Bro is fucking great. Bro is awesome. Can I show you guys? Look. Oh my god, I just disconnected my second monitor. Look at what I got. Oh wait. Lil Data, can you hear me? I don't think I can hear you if you're saying anything. 𝗬𝗢𝗣𝗟𝗡 has subscribed with Prime. Thank you so much.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, I can hear you now. Chat, can you hear Lil Data?
Hey, chat.
Chat, can you hear? Can you hear?
Chat.
They can hear you. Okay, this is great. Hang on. Let me do this, and then this, and then go over here. Can you guys see Lil Data now? Wave to the chat.
What's up, chat?
Oh, they can see you. Okay, great. Lil Data is someone whose resume is too long for me to possibly even begin to broach. So do you want to introduce yourself to the chat?
No, please read it all.
Read it all? Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
I have it pulled up. But yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself to the chat for those uneducated scum among us.
I'm sure there's a few out there. Yeah, hi everyone. Yeah, thanks so much, Goop House, for welcoming me onto the stream. I'm Lil Data. My real name's Jack. I'm from the UK, and folks might know me mainly through affiliation with PC Music, releasing on that label for a while, and then over the years I got into this strange world of live coding. And about a year ago, I was doing a little studio sesh with 𝗬𝗢𝗣𝗟𝗏, and I was showing him some live coding stuff, and he was like, "Oh wow, we should totally do a SPLICE pack based around this." And it took me forever to actually make good on that, but we finally got there. So shout out to 𝗬𝗢𝗣𝗟 and Moment and SPLICE. But yeah, now we're here, and I'm coming to you from my studio in Reykjavik in Iceland.
Whoa, that's so exciting. You know,
Yes.
I've never heard someone say 𝗬𝗢𝗏 with a British accent, but it's really amusing, much more amusing than I would have expected.
I'll just drop it in there a few times during the stream, just for you.
Just for me? Oh, thank you, Jack. I really appreciate that. Okay, so this is how it's gonna go. We're gonna do a full live coding tutorial. I mean, I say we. I'm gonna be here while Lil Data does a full live coding tutorial. And you guys at home are going to follow along, whether you like it or not. I know a lot of you in Goop House were talking to me about wanting to learn live coding, so this is your chance, okay? You're all snuggled up cozy in bed. Get the fuck out. Wake up. This is your last chance. But just kidding. This VOD will be up later, so if you want to follow along at a later point, you totally can. And we highly encourage you to create something, and then on Sunday, we're going to stream again. And if you want to showcase something that you've made, either with the pack or as part of this live coding tutorial, we will look at it together and react to all the stuff you've made. So yes. Wait, was there a syllabus? Was I supposed to bring materials? Yes, there was a syllabus, and there's going to be a quiz on it later, so sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyone who fails the quiz gets banned from Goop House.
Instant ban from Goop House.
Instant ban. Believe it or not.
Yes. Anyways, please take it away. Can I go to the bathroom before the quiz? No.
No, that is not allowed. This is
Not
school,
allowed.
okay?
This is school. How beginner
This
friendly
is
will
school.
this be? Someone asked in the chat.
This is the friendliest beginner friendly thing that you'll ever do in your life. Or your money back.
Whoa.
Now everyone's paid a lot of money to
They
be
paid
here.
a lot of money to be here. If you do want to pay money to be here, you could subscribe using your Prime for free. That's not even that much money. But
think about it.
Someone asked, what programming language are we using, by the way?
By the way, you're about to find out.
You're about to find out.
Don't worry.
Ahead.
Yeah, don't spoil it for everyone. So I'm gonna try and share a browser window, and I hope Discord is gonna give us sound as well. So first thing we can do maybe is a little sound check. So go away, Discord. Okay, so is that coming through?
Hit it one more time. Chat, can you hear that? I can turn it up also. Is the volume good for you guys? They can definitely hear it. Okay.
I'm really pleased about that. Okay, let's get going then. So this is the pack. And by the way, yeah, just interrupt me at any point in the chat. And if I don't, I have the chat on my phone right here, but I might miss it. So just use all caps to make sure I can see it. Use a big font. All right, so this is my pack, Code of Cosplay on SPLICE on Moment. And yeah, so it was really a chance for me to share my practice and all the different strange little things I'm doing to make sound and music these days, which I'm always happy to do. And one of the main tools I've been using for almost around a decade now is live coding, in particular with this tool called Tidal Cycles. And this was created by Alex McLean, who's a really great guy based in Sheffield. And yeah, so this is kind of like the OG language for me, but we're not going to be using this today. We're going to be using a browser-based version of this tool, which is called Strudel. And it runs in the web browser. You can go to strudel.cc and you don't need to install anything. You should get sound like right off the bat. And what you'll be presented with is some kind of window that looks like a code editor, and then there's some buttons at the top, and this is whatever I had loaded in most recently. Some late night jams maybe. And so yeah, this is what we're gonna look at today a little bit. But before we jump into that, I also just wanted to share with you a little bit more about the pack and the other stuff that I've been using in the pack. So one of these is my own software project, which is called 𝗬𝗢𝗘𝗏, and it's kind of like an artificial life creative coding library that I've been developing as part of my research project in Iceland. And some of the ambient kind of vocally patches in the sample pack were created using a combination of this and another Python library called SignalFlow. And this is just like a really cool library for writing audio code in Python, and really recommend checking it out. And yeah, there's going to be kind of like a blog post on SPLICE in like a week or or two where I'll explain all this in more detail. But yeah, this is like currently my main project, and there's a Discord that you can join, and try stuff out if you get into the coding. Yeah, other kind of collaborative elements. My friend here in Iceland, who I share the studio with, 𝗬𝗎𝗍𝗍, also contributed some amazing little bits of vocals to this sample pack, and 𝗬𝗎𝗍's 2023 album 𝗬𝗎𝗍𝗘 is absolutely amazing, and definitely recommend checking that out. I also used a bunch of neural audio models, which using this Rave model, and yeah, you'll hear on the pack there's these kind of like impact sounds, and yeah, that was a lot of that just came from like running Foley samples of ice being crunched up and then putting it through these Rave models. This is all open source as well, and you don't need to do any coding to use this stuff, but you do need a fairly recent laptop. But it's really fun. You can transform your input audio into like birds or whales or all kinds of different stuff. Yeah, another collaborator of mine, 𝗤𝗢𝗖𝗓𝗓 in the UK, is the creator of Toybox Audio, and a lot of the synths that are on this pack were made using BuzzZone and 𝗬𝗢𝗄. 𝗬𝗢𝗄 is free, so no excuse not to try that. It's amazing, it's super good. And BuzzZone is also really amazing, and I'll show a few of the actual patches from the pack, controlling these with 𝗬𝗔𝗍 via MIDI. And oh yeah, so we're gonna do a little plug. So if you buy the SPLICE pack and then send your receipt to David at Toybox, you'll get a discount on Toybox audio products. So well worth checking those out. Stay tuned for more about that. Then also shout out to my friend Jan, who worked with 𝗬𝗎𝗍𝗍 recently on this really crazy product called Beam. And yeah, it's like a Pixar movie, but a plugin. It's just crazy, and definitely recommend checking that out. And then yeah, last one I'll mention for now is my friend Josh here in Iceland. He's the creator of this module synth called 𝗬𝗓𝗏𝗏, and it's kind of like a harmonic sequencer, and you can make really beautiful yeah, like arpeggiations and harmonies with this thing. It's really awesome. So yeah, I was really trying to throw as much as I could at this this pack, basically. And okay, so now I'm gonna switch over to another browser tab. Hold on. This one.
While you're transitioning from point A to point B.
Transition?
Go
ahead.
I have a question in the chat. 𝗬𝗎𝗍𝗍, a huge friend of the show, says, this might be too early to say, but I just want to know, how did you get into live coding and what inspired you to follow through with that path of all that stuff?
Thank you, 𝗬𝗎𝗍, for the question. Yeah, so it was a bit of a random thing that in like 2012 or 13, Alex McLean, who, as I mentioned, created this tool Tidal, he just finished his PhD in Goldsmiths, where he made this tool, and he was doing a postdoc at the University of Leeds, where I was just finishing my undergrad, and I didn't know anything about this stuff, but I saw Alex play a gig, and he was just typing like gabba, 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 and making the most insane rhythms that I'd ever heard, and I could somewhat read what he was doing, but still had very little idea of what was going on. But I just knew that like that's what I had to do, and there was like a painful sort of 2 or 3 year like learning curve, because things were not as easy to install or anything back then. But yeah, I was just at that time I was very bored with like audio workstations, and felt like they were forcing me to make certain musical decisions that I didn't necessarily want to make. And I never really looked back. I think so actually we did this show, like fast forwarding to the present, we did this show in San Francisco a few weeks ago, and 𝗦𝗪𝗏 was doing like a headline DJ set at the end of this like algo rave, which is the kind of tongue-in-cheek name for gigs where people do live coding. And I just realized that like if someone said to me like 5 years ago that 𝗦𝗪𝗏 would be headlining an algo rave in San Francisco, I would absolutely not believe that at all. So we've come a long way, like culturally, I think, to the point now where this kind of music is now at a tipping point. There's amazing artists going through, like shout out to DJ Dave and 𝗬_Robo, who are just absolutely incredible. And I kind of felt like I was wandering around in the dark for a few years, but now it's really like coming forward, and I'm really happy about that. So yes, that's my life story.
That was a good story. And to everyone in the chat who is telling me I'm wasting my time getting a PhD, look at where a PhD can get you. Maybe
Iceland, baby.
Maybe one day I'll end up in Iceland.
Yeah, come visit me.
Oh,
for sure.
All right, on with the tutorial.
All right. Where were we? So, yeah, just to kind of like get y'all excited. Okay, we need to do another little sound check, because now I'm switching over to Logic. Let me know if this is coming through.
If you're
Can you hear that?
playing anything, no, we can't hear it.
Hey, interesting.
I think you have to. Are you sharing your whole monitor or just that tab?
That's a good point. Let's see about that. The only problem is I have like an incredibly large window right now. Let's just see how this goes. Well, let's see if the audio works first.
It's a pretty normal sized window. Yes, the audio works.
You got it?
Yep.
Okay, maybe what I can do is this, and then is that like more visible?
Yes, that's perfect.
Great, that's awesome. Okay, so this is one of the bits of code that's actually used in the pack, and you can see there's all this commented out code. It's like a bit messy, so this is just how we roll sometimes in the live coding world. We're not like scientists. It's messy stuff. So I just need to switch to, I think, this channel, and then Okay, so you get the idea. So that's if you listen to the demo track of the Splice pack, that's like featured there. And this maybe you can see it says .midi down here. So here we're sending MIDI over to BuzzZone, one of the plugins that I mentioned, and just to prove that I'm not a fraud. Oh no, there we go. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so reading this code a little bit, there's a few things that you can maybe see. First of all, we have this like chord, what looks like maybe some kind of chord progression here, A minor, G, E minor, F, with some kind of annotations, some other symbols, and then we've got layer and stack and N and a bunch more kind of notations, and then clip and fast and set and offset, voicing, and then down here this thing says piano roll. Actually, I can make that bigger. One of the amazing things about Strudel is has all these visualization tools built in. But yeah, if I just now like mess with this code a little bit, you'll see maybe a little bit of what's going on. So I'm just going to randomly edit some stuff. Damn, that was even better than the one that I put in the pack, I think. But yeah, so you can see that like you know, compared to like working in a DAW, you have a different set of like possibilities for how you can change patterns, and in particular it's kind of easy to transform something in quite a fundamental way just by altering a little bit of syntax. So all these links that I'm going through now will be shared in the chat, hopefully, and then also in the blog post that I'm going to do. So the only thing that's different is, you know, unless you're using BuzzZone on the 𝗬𝗖𝗞 preset, you won't have the same sound as me. But that's also fun because you can add your own samples or use the MIDI to control one of your own plugins and so on. But yeah, let's go through some more of these. Or is there any questions before I like continue? Oh yeah, the blog post is not written fully yet. I'm a bit delayed on that, but it will be out hopefully in about a week. Other questions? Yeah, thanks for putting the links in the Discord. How did you send MIDI from Strudel to your VST? So if I just make this text a bit bigger, here we've got on line 55 .midi, and that means, well, for example, if I comment out .midi and write .s piano or something, so now instead of sending MIDI notes, it's using an inbuilt sample or a synth of a piano, and that's now audio that's just happening in the browser. And with .MIDI, you can also specify, the name of your MIDI device or a virtual device, maybe if you're sending it to Ableton or something like that. And yes, you can also send control change, other MIDI stuff. You can also do MIDI channels. So I've got this really messy Logic project where I was too lazy to set up MIDI channels, but I could have set all these up on different MIDI channels and then not have to switch manually like this. But I think I was writing these patterns very late at night. So there you go. This is basically college. Yes. The professor is in, baby. Any other questions before we keep going on? If there is a specific format strings need to be in, could those be represented by proper Python types instead? So, yeah, I mean, so this code is obviously being read by something and then turned into other things, events. So yeah, there's some internal representations that are typed, but in particular with Python, there are a few different versions of title written in Python. One of them is called 𝗬𝗢𝗘𝗏. See if I can find it. Yeah, this is kind of like an experimental project porting title to Python. There's another effort from Bubo called Shrimp. He names all his projects after fishy things for some reason. So yeah, if you're a Python person, you might want to check those out. Okay, we've got more questions coming in. Let's see. I'm scrolling back up, so if I'm missing anything, let me know. What are the chevrons doing? We'll get to that. Code for the tutorial will be available yet. That'll be in the blog post. Like to know more about how the overall code structure and syntax works. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna get more into a syntax tutorial very soon. Do I prefer title or strudel? I love them both dearly. I feel like title is my parent and strudel is my child, even though I didn't make strudel or anything. So it's all in the fam. Yeah, let's keep going. So, all right, here's another pattern that I think is also in the pack. Cool. So this one is like a 2-layer kind of baseline thing. Well, it's monophonic, but internally there's like 2 stacked layers here. And I remember how this came about because basically this is like so that's the first part. So this one's kind of like a hocket, if you know that term from like medieval vocal music, where the 2 patterns are playing in the gaps of each other. And I remember when I made this, I had one pattern and then I just duplicated it and then made the bottom one fill in the gaps made by the first one. And that's another thing that's really cool about live coding, I think, is that, you know, this is quite a geometric kind of idea. And I know that, like, you know, any of you who spend a lot of time editing MIDI in a piano roll, like, can be quite fun to think geometrically about reflecting things and so on. So yeah, that's how that one came about. I'm gonna speed up a little bit. Someone shout me if there's like a burning question. Next one, what have we got here? The little ditty. Oh wait. Sorry. That was on the wrong synth. This is the right synth. Yeah, another like pretty geometric kind of pattern. How's this one work? Oh yeah, so I'm using this dot syntax. I've actually forgotten momentarily what that means. But I think that's what's creating these runs basically. So it's like, yeah. So at the beginning it's like 1 and then a 3. So then the dot would add the 2 that's in between them. And then the next one is 1 and 6. So then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then it's 1 to 9, 1 to 12, all the way up to 1 to 30. And then I'm adding another layer where I'm doing the inverse of that. So that same sequence, but then dot 1. So it would be 3, 2, 1, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 9, all the way down to 1, and so on. And then clamping those notes into a Mixolydian scale and reducing the length. Yeah, that kind of thing. Next one. This is a kind of a bass line, I think. But yeah, I think this one, yeah, this is a thump thumb preset called 3, 2, 1 War, and you know, kind of speaks for itself, I think. Here's another thump bass line. So yeah, it's clearly I was having a great time with these dots syntax whenever I was making this. Yeah, so another thing to note here is that okay, so if I remove this line struct, then the rhythm is completely different, and it's taking the rhythm just from this note line. So struct is applying this rhythm to this note pattern. So there's kind of like a hierarchical aspect to this, where like here you've got a note pattern, but then we're kind of like masking over the top of it with this rhythmic pattern. And T in this case means like true or false. So F would be like a gap, and T would be a hit or an event. So then when you put them together, you have this, this kind of interesting melodic structure, and then here you have like a rhythm that's applied on top of that. And let's keep going. So what's this one? So again, a really awesome thump patch. In this case, there's just one note, but then I am subtracting another note pattern from that, and it's subtracting 1 octave, 2 octaves, 3 octaves, 4 octaves. Then we've got another structure. See, that's the thing where like T, I mean, that kind of means nothing. Like it's just, there's just one event. So probably I started trying to make a cool pattern and then gave up. And instead, then I wrote this 𝗦𝗢𝗏, which is like a kind of note repeater. Let's keep going. So that, I guess you could say that's got a bit of a UK vibe to it. Using this swing by function to create the kind of garagey rhythm there. Let's remove that for a second. I add it back in. Make that more extreme. Nice. Okay, then we've got 2 more little examples. This one. Yeah, this one is very Lil Data. This is very, I think I called this one Dub Donk. So this shows a cool feature about 𝗤𝗢𝗘 and 𝗦𝗔𝗘 and a lot of live coding tools. Here you can see that I'm using non-integer values. So in this case, 𝗦 is like our beat repeat function. And it's doing like a beat repeat of 1.33. I don't even know what that means, but you can hear that there's these like kind of tripping up, overlapping rhythms here. Nice. Okay, and then last one for now. So this is not using MIDI. This is using the built-in piano sample in 𝗦𝗔𝗘, and it's this like pitch envelope thing. Pretty goofy stuff. So yeah, here you can see that rather than MIDI, I'm using a built-in sample called piano, but then I'm applying a pitch envelope effect, and then I've got a stack of 2 of these, where one of them has a negative pitch envelope and the other has a positive pitch envelope, and one is panned left and one is panned right. And then they also have these Euclidean rhythms, which we might get to explaining. Yeah, maybe you've seen in other plugins or in like 𝗦𝗔𝗧𝗏 this idea of like Euclidean sequences. So they have slightly different Euclidean rhythms, and then also a kind of octave variation where top one, the octave line is varying over 4 cycles, and then the bottom one over 3. And then I'm tuning those to this note sequence. So let's play that again. Cool. Okay, so that's Yeah, so in the pack, there's a bunch that I did make with title, and the title code will be in the blog post as well. But I'm not going to demo those just because it's a bit more involved for the time that we have. But yeah, now we're going to move on to the Strudel tutorial. So, does anyone have any questions that are not probably going to be answered in the tutorial before we continue? I've probably missed a bunch.
No, they already started arguing about Java in the chat.
Guys, can we just have peace, not war, for
fighting.
one night? All the programming languages together in harmony?
No.
No, we can't have that.
We can't have that.
We can only have war. Okay, that's fine. I have the best weapon in the whole of programming languages. So, and you're about to learn it. So think about that. Little coder army.
Someone asked.
All right, so
what's?
sorry, go on.
Are you looking at the chat?
I'm trying to.
Okay, someone
it's
asked.
Like moving pretty fast.
Yeah, what's the advantage to live coding over FL Studio, etc.?
I think it's up to you to decide. Every tool has advantages and disadvantages. Every augmentation is an amputation. So yeah, it just depends. Like, I mean, for me, something like FL Studio or any of the audio workstations, they're very fixated on things like a fixed tempo and a grid representation and 4/4 and Western tuning systems, and they're closed source. They cost a lot of money. Everything I'm showing you is on the live coding side is completely free and always will be. Yeah, so I think like musically it has a lot of advantages. I think like culturally it has a lot of advantages of being centered around free sharing, like I'm doing now. Yeah, but I think try it out and you'll figure out for yourself if it's something you want to get into more. Yes. Any other little questions?
I don't see any questions, but I can keep an eye on the chat for you.
Thanks. Awesome. All right, so yeah. I'll keep these open in case anyone wants to go back to any of the examples I've shown. But yes, let's go now to Strudel and just make a single sound here. So at its most basic, Strudel is about, hang on, I need to disable this Google Translate plugin because it's going to keep popping up. Is it gone now? Yes. Yeah, so at its most basic, this language is really centered around what you see in the quotes, or in code terms, you would call this a string, collection of alphanumerical characters. And what Tidal and Strudel bring to the table is what's called mini notation. So this is effectively like a form of music notation that just exists in this kind of ASCII format. So we can start with something like S, which is short for sound, and then BD, which is the built-in sample name for bass drum, and we get a bass drum. And there's some kind of default tempo happening, right? And then I can expand from here, and now we have 2 bass drums. Now we have 4 bass drums. now we have 8, and suddenly you're a DJ. Alternatively, I can write this same thing like this. So BD multiplied by 2 by 4. My God, it's coming. What? No way. Oh my God, that's kind of loud. So yeah, so this notation is kind of like how we express the core sort of data of our musical stuff. And frequently there is a kind of a function that is equivalent to what you can write in the notation. So for example, I can do exactly the same as what I just did then. With the function fast, and just as there is the inverse of that, we can make a pick only happen every 2 cycles. You can also write slow by 2, and it's going to be the same thing. I can also multiply by non-integer numbers, and so multiplying by 0.5 would be the same as slowing down by 2. So then if I fast by 2, these are going to cancel out, and we're back to the same as this again. So that's another key kind of point here, is that you can write the same thing in many different ways, and that is a great thing, because each different way of expressing something gives you a different set of potentials. Like, for example, here, okay, so I can make that bass drum repeat a certain number of times, but what if I want the number of repeats to change over time? Well, that's easy to do. I can just do this. Or this. So everything that you learn about this mini notation can be applied or patterned, as we usually call it, anywhere pretty much in Tidal. And oh yeah, maybe I should show my DJ Dave remix, because this is the remix I did for DJ Dave some time ago of Array. And just to show you how extensive the patterning is, down here at the bottom, we can pattern the editor itself. So we can pattern the color and the theme and the font family. So when I run this now, okay, something's like kind of crashing here. I'm not sure what's happened. Let's try a hard refresh. There we go. So yeah, patterning the editor. Why not? Why not? I'll share that link at some point. And yeah, you can see that my editor theme has changed now back in this browser tab as well. So fun. Okay. So where did we get to? We got to this bass drum, and I was just showing how you can pattern different parameters of different functions, and they get kind of combined together. So let's look at a little bit more syntax. So earlier, someone was asking about these chevrons or less than, greater than symbols. So let's do a little comparison here. So this is with. Sorry, that was without, and then this is with. So the difference here is that when I use the chevrons, everything contained within them, the pattern inside, the elements in there are going to get alternated through each cycle. So the first cycle is going to be 2, second one is going to be 4, and then the third one's going to be 8. Whereas before, because this is just a pattern that takes place within the same amount of time as our original pattern, this is all just happening within one cycle. So let's see that again. And then the chevrons. Okay, and then another kind of interesting point here that also kind of speaks to some of the main ideas of title is that when I was just showing you the basic way of sequencing events here, you might have wondered why the music seems to get faster, right? So here's 1, here's 2, here's 4. And so what's happening here is this is the cycle. So the paradigm of tidal cycles, the clue is in the name. Tidal operates on this idea of a cycle, like a unit of time that is repeating. And when we are adding events to a sequence, we're not increasing the amount of time that is taking place. We're instead dividing that same amount of time by however many events there are in that sequence. And this is unlike a piano roll, right? Where in a piano roll, when you add an event, you're not squeezing those events into the same. Sorry, you're not squeezing those same piano roll notes into the same amount of time as the first one. You're actually increasing the total amount of time, right? You're moving forward in time. But in Tidal, you're not doing that, apart from when you use the chevrons. So another way you can think of these chevrons is being kind of like piano roll mode, where when you add more events inside of chevrons, you're kind of using up more time. So let's do another little comparison. So first, without chevrons, and then with. So we're back to 1 event per cycle, right? And in fact, let's make that even more explicit by using different samples. But they've got to load. Sometimes they don't play the first time if they're loading in the background. Or is it S? There we go. Okay. So why does Tidal use this cycle idea, and why are we dividing time up like this? What advantages does that give us? Many different like musical cultures around the world are actually based on this notion of a cycle. I think particularly in like Indian classical music and other forms, maybe like Javanese. I might be getting this wrong. I'll stop referencing things that might be out of date knowledge in my brain. But yeah, so the concept of time as a cycle is present in various like musical cultures, but also gives us lots of cool things to work with in a material way when we're thinking about how we want to work with patterns. Sorry, my phone's just going to sleep. Just want to make sure we're all still good here. So hold on to your BDs. So one of the coolest things about Tidal is that not only can you write sequences like this, but you can also subdivide sequences. So for example, if I take this pattern of 4 kick drums and then I wrap 2 of them in these angle brackets, then let's see what happens. Okay, so what we've done is we've kind of surrounded these events with an angle bracket, and then we have essentially collapsed the duration of these events into the same amount of time as one event. So just to make that really clear. So here we have 2 events, BD. And here we have two events again, except the second event is itself a sequence of 4 different events. And we can take this idea as far as we like. So for example, I can go ahead and highlight these 2 events here and surround those in angle brackets. And we get Pirates of the Caribbean, sounds like. And we can keep going arbitrarily with this as much as we like. So imagine trying to do this in a DAW, right? It's going to be a nightmare to try and do this as quickly. So yeah, what we're doing is kind of working with time as a material where we're able to divide it down into subpatterns quite flexibly and easily. And, you know, oftentimes you roughly know, I mean, when the pattern is simple like this, you can kind of predict how that's going to go. But at a certain point, you might sort of get so deep in the nested patterns that you don't know what's necessarily how this is gonna sound. And that's part of the joy of this whole thing, is that yeah, you don't know how it's going to sound necessarily, and seeing that as a good thing, I think, is another core idea here. Like if you come into this with the mindset of like, I know exactly what sounds I want to make and how I want things to sound and what sequences should be and so on. You know, you're only gonna you're kind of sacrificing half the fun, I would say. And a lot of the music that I've released, like with PC Music and so on, particularly with my album 𝗬𝗢𝗘𝗧, is kind of like a sketchbook of, yeah, just me not knowing what I'm doing, but like discovering cool things that I would never have kind of come across any other way, really. Cool. So how are we doing? We take a 5-minute Q&A/breather.
Everyone's having a lot of fun in chat, it seems. You know,
I'm
this
glad to hear it.
almost made me change my mind about computer science being bad.
Okay, so I've got 50 minutes left to try and make you go all the way there.
Maybe I'll go back
Yeah,
and try to get my
computer science is still terrible. They, you know, it's evil. Clearly, yeah, the work of the devil, indeed.
No, I kid. Special place in my heart. Someone asked, can you go over the MIDI routing to DAW stuff briefly again?
Yes. So, let's say instead of BD, we wanted this to be like a melody, and then by default, we might use a sample for this. Oops. Oops. Yeah. That's the lowest MIDI notes. So we should I'm gonna have to refresh because those low notes are just gonna play till the end of time, I think. There we go. Okay, so I've not shown you the specifics of note yet, but hopefully you can kind of see where that's going. And yeah, so we're taking this note pattern and then we're applying the sound piano. But if I instead wanted to send that out over MIDI, all I would have to do is .MIDI. And if I open this console here, I'm a bit too zoomed in at the minute. When I run this, you can see that it's printed a message here in the console saying MIDI enabled using IAC driver title, also available IAC driver and blah, 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 blah. These are my other MIDI devices. So by default, it's found a list of MIDI devices and it's just picked the first one, which is fine in this case. But if you had like a synthesizer connected and you wanted to use that instead, then you would just need to know the name of that MIDI device and you could put it in here as a string, and then it would try to find that device, assuming you've written the name correctly. They will use spaces, probably. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense. And there's even a whole page. So yeah, next we'll probably go over to just explaining this editor in a bit more detail, but just to quickly conclude on MIDI, if you go to the Learn page in the top right, and then on the left here you have this menu of all these different categories of content that you can study on and try out. There's under making sound, there's a category called MIDI and OSC. So OSC is another like music communication protocol that's a bit more generalized than MIDI, and it's used in a lot of like computer music software. But here you can see some documentation for MIDI, and as we're about to see, the awesome thing about this documentation is that it's interactive. So here we've got a snippet of actual strudel code, and when I hit play here, oops, I've got a mono synth running in Logic. Hold on, let's go to something with chords. Hello. Let's try that one. There we go. And in this documentation here, you've got MIDI channel, control change, number and value. So if you want to like not just send notes, but control synth parameters or something with strudel, then you can use control change for that, and then do a mapping on your DAW side, or maybe your synth already has like a CC mapping that you can use. And then down here is documentation for open sound control as well, in case you want to use that instead. Yes. Any other MIDI questions?
There's a lot of questions in the chat that I feel like you guys are just reading ahead in the syllabus. So I think a lot of them will be addressed. Be patient.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll definitely. We've got about 45 minutes before I have to leave, but we'll definitely spend maybe the last 10 minutes or so just going through questions. So if there's one that I don't answer before then, feel free to bring it up again, or just hit me up on Discord or anything like that. Okay, so I've given you like a brief tour of like the title or strudel mini notation, which kind of in a way covers this first part of the workshop. So if you want to kind of like recap what I've just been showing you, this first sounds page would be a really nice place to go. It's extremely kind of granular, you know, like one concept per bit of documentation. Yeah, maybe just while we're taking a step back. So this is known as the REPL. REPL is a kind of very archaic kind of computer science term that just means like an editor which is updating while the code is still running, essentially. So you should have noticed every time I either hit play or stop, you get this kind of flash of the code, or if I'm doing it on the keyboard using control and enter, then the code is being reevaluated. So that's kind of what REPL means. So this is like the main editor where you do most of your stuff. And there's a play and stop button. There's an update button. So the update button is kind of grayed out at the minute because I haven't made any updates since the last piece of code was run. But if I now even just hit spacebar or add another note here, you can see that the update button becomes white, meaning that an update can take place. But again, rather than using the mouse, it's better to learn the keyboard shortcuts. So enter, control and enter will be play or update, and control and period will be stop. So what else have we got? We've got shuffle. So shuffle is great for getting exposed to different kinds of concepts in strudel in a musical way, because it's going to bring up one of a sort of curated bunch of sketches. So here we have some hurricane techno thing. Different beats. Let's shuffle again.
Finance, trust fund, 6'5".
Hey.
A man in finance, trust fund, 6'5", blue eyes. Finance, trust fund, 6'5". I'm looking for a man in.
Shout out to Viola for the Man in Finance remix. Oh, we have one from Lou Wilson, Toad Pond. Shout out. Yeah, if you see any by 𝗬𝗢𝗖𝗞, this person is really very next level in making complex like compositions. This looks like a cover of Tim Smith. I don't know who that is, but probably awesome. Okay, I could get distracted for a while there. The share button is going to give you a short URL of the pattern that's currently on display. So if I write a pattern, run it, and then hit share, it's going to say, do you want your pattern to be public? If no, press cancel, and you'll just get a private link. So if you don't mind this link being public, then it will get posted, I think, somewhere in the settings panel. There's like a kind of a feed of links, so you can kind of see what other people are making. So you click OK, and then now it says link copied to clipboard, and the link is also there. And then if you open a new tab and go to that link, there you can see your strudel code. So it's also a way to kind of like save your own strudels. And then learn will also take you to the documentation. And then now we've got this like sidebar here. And when you first open Strudel, the sidebar will be open to this welcome page, which just has a bit of text and instructions and links. And you can close it with the X there. Here we have patterns. So yeah, there's the one I was just playing. Right? These are probably ones we've all just been looking at, or maybe you guys are also getting these. So there's like community versus user. So so I guess these are probably my sessions. And you have some options here for managing these. You can export them, import them, and so on. Sounds, here you have all of the inbuilt samples, drum machine synths. User, that just means whether you've uploaded your own custom samples, and we are going to look at that in a sec as well. Reference, this is like kind of inline documentation. So if you are shuffled onto a piece and you want to know what stack means, you can just copy that in here, and it's going to give you a little definition and example of what stack is, which is pretty nice. Then you've got console. So this is just going to give you some information about what's happening. So if you have an error or something seems to be not working, you might want to check the console. It's also telling you if it's loading samples and how big they are. And then finally, we've got this settings page. If you're in Chrome, I think, and you should see this audio output device thing, which means you can change your audio output device, which is really handy for routing Strudel's audio output to your workstation or something like that. Yeah, some other options. You can change the theme and the font size. key bindings, some other random stuff. Zen mode. Ooh. Yes, so that's a quick tour of the REPL. We're going to go over back to the documentation. And before we go into more Strudel content, just to show you what these kind of opening bits here are. So this is just a little text explainer and a funky little example. Then we've got the showcase, and this is not code that you can run, but it's more videos that you can watch of people actually using this in practice. And these are this is again like a curated list. You can shuffle them or reorder them. And these are all just videos of people performing. There's lots of friendly, nice people from the community that if you stick around, you'll get to see more often. And lots of like different types of performances to get inspired by. There's a blog, which hasn't been updated since January. And then there's the community bakery, which is just more featured patterns, I guess. And I think this might be the same as like what you get from the shuffle button. Maybe. So just more like example code that you can borrow from and get interested in. Okay, so let's see how we're doing for time. So yeah, we're gonna go into. We'll probably get as far as notes, and then I'm gonna skip ahead to custom samples because I want to show you how, if you have invested in the Code of Cosplay sample pack, how you can load it into Strudel. So, but first, we've done rhythms, so it only makes sense that we also do notes. So I'm going to take you through this page, and we'll start just with some nice notes on the piano. So there's different ways of writing. There we go, nice and big. Different ways of writing notes. You can use numbers, and these numbers correspond to the MIDI spec. So I've got infinite playing samples now. I'm gonna have to refresh again. I couldn't resist. So these are your standard MIDI notes. So note 60 will be your middle C. And so the nice thing here is that not only do we have MIDI numbers, but unlike the MIDI protocol itself, we can use non-integer numbers and make spooky Halloween piano music, or micro-tuned music if you like. So I think this also works with the. Oh no, that doesn't work. That would be great if that worked. Maybe I should do a feature request for that. Okay, you can also use note numbers if you're familiar with kind of the Western classical tradition of using letters C, D, E, F, G, A, B. So that's the same as the original sequence. You can use, if you're using letters, you can also use sharps and flats. You can also use a number after a letter to indicate an octave. And if you are not familiar with this like lettering system, then no worries. You can just use the numbers instead, or you can even use, I think, frequency. I think this should still work. Yeah. So this is just instant spooky music again. So here we're not even using notes, just a frequency that's getting tuned to this sample. Pretty nice. Okay, so yeah, so just as we were calling these like inbuilt samples before with bass drum and snare and clap and so on, we can also call up any of the other built-in sounds that I just showed you. So here's a few examples. And as you may have already guessed, you can also switch between sounds. And you can also stack multiple sounds on top of each other. And this is actually a bit of mini notation that I didn't yet introduce. This is the comma. And the comma will play two patterns on top of each other. So in this case, we have a subsequence with a comma. So these notes 62 and 58 are going to play at the same time in a polyphonic way. And because we have a comma here, it's going to play the piano and this muted electric guitar also at the same time. Although I think the piano is a lot louder, so let's change it to blown bottle. There we go. Very nice. Yes, we already did divide. And we did angle brackets. This is a nice little bass line. Yeah, and everything that I'm describing here applies both to sample patterns or note patterns. So here's the same idea for drum machine. Yeah, so you might have seen in the examples that I was showing at the beginning from the sample pack that I was using this scale method quite a lot. And this is great because it means you only have to know the key and the chord, and 𝗦𝗔𝗘 already knows what the intervals should be in that scale. So let's try this. So we've got a C minor scale playing these numbers, and it's clamping them to the scale. And we can change that to a C major. And of course, we can make a pattern. Lovely. Yes, or we can use fancy chords like a mixolydian. Where are my Jacob Collier fans at?
Boo. Just kidding.
Love you, Jacob. Yeah, some more syntax. there's this @ symbol. Let's see what that does. So this is stretching the length of the C note and making the E flat note shorter. So let's make that really clear. Let's remove the @3. And then see what happens when I add that back. So now the total number of kind of divisions in this pattern is 4, right? Because we have 3 plus 1, and 3 of them are being allocated to the C and 1 to the E flat. And as you may expect, if we want to go back to how it was, then we could just write C @ 1. But the more we increase this number, the shorter the E flat gets. So this is, a kind of a way to control the length of a note that will also affect the length of other things around it. You can use this syntax within subsequences like this. You can make some getaway music. And another syntax that will do something a little bit similar but not quite the same is the exclamation point. So let's have a listen to that. So what it's doing is it's also changing its own length and the relative length of everything else. But instead of creating one long note, it's creating multiple notes. So let's do with 3 and 4, 5, 6. And let's just compare that with an @ symbol. And in fact, we can put those in a alternating cycle. Wait, that did not have the effect that I thought it would have. Okay, interesting. Even a seasoned user like myself can make an assumption that is wrong. So there's probably a really good reason why that didn't do what I thought it would do. But yeah, that's the fun of live coding. We're all learners. Okay, so here's a little recap of what we've just learned with notes. Oh, well, specifically with these extra bits of syntax. So slow down, alternate, we already knew. We've got elongate and replicate. Then we've also learned some new functions. So we've got note for setting the pitch as number or letter. We've got scale, which is going to interpret n, which is just a number rather than a note. It's going to interpret that as the degree of a scale. Then, this is being introduced here. I think we've not even seen it yet, though. So this is like a handy shortcut for being able to play multiple patterns on separate lines, basically. Ruby.
Okay.
Okay.
Jack, sorry to interrupt you.
Yes.
Someone asked what's the difference between exclamation point and asterisk for replicate.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. So let's get back to our. I've gone right past it. Okay. So yes, so we've got 3 different kind of modifiers there. And the main difference is that the asterisk does not affect the length of events around it. So here's asterisk 4, and then here's exclamation 4. Another way you can think about this is that asterisk is the same as this sequence, whereas exclamation it's kind of like that, but clearly it's not. Oh, it is. It just looks. No, right. Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting confusing myself now. Yeah. So again, that's your asterisk. That's your exclamation. And just for fun, that's your @ So there's another way of writing the @ which is to use underscores to increase the length of that note. But at a certain point, it's just easier to write 9. So again, there's like many different ways of writing the same thing in this land, and trying them all out and seeing how they allow you to write things differently is something to try out. Okay, so with the last bit of time that we've got left before I hand it over to questions, and also in advance of our session on Sunday, so I'm going to just show you quickly how to import samples. And there's actually a few different ways of doing it. And if you go to the samples page here under making sound, it's going to give you all these different options. And if you want to get deeper into custom sample collections and so on, then you might want to spend some time on this page. But just for now, there's probably the simplest way to do this right now is to go into your sidebar and sounds, and then you've got these 4 different tabs, right? So these are all the inbuilt samples, and the number afterwards indicates like how many of those are available. Find. So for example, yeah, I also didn't introduce this actually yet, so let's quickly. So it says Cabasa, there's 6 shaker samples, and what that means is that there's a folder with 6 samples that, and the name of that folder is Cabasa. So by default, we're hearing the 6th sample. Sorry, the first sample, and we can change that using N. So loading that. I should choose, or I shouldn't have. Yeah, I guess you can kind of hear that. Let's do it like this. Sorry if that's really quiet. So now we're listening to samples 1 to 6 of this folder, Cabasa. And we can also do exactly the same thing, with this colon syntax, like this. So if you just want like a shorthand way of changing the sample, but again, what you don't want to have to do is, you know, write Bassa 4 different times. Instead, you can just do something like this. Excuse me. Okay, so with that out of the way, and you can check that out in the documentation if you need a recap. But yeah, so you've got all these samples built in, and drum machines, and synths. And here there's a user tab, and it says no custom sounds loaded in this pattern yet. So now I'm going to go over to my sample pack. And sorry if this window is really small. But maybe I can zoom in like that. So the thing to keep in mind is that the name of the folder is going to be the word that you type. So, for example, percussion is kind of long, so I might shorten that to per. And then when I want to add these, I can just click import sounds. And let's say I want my hats to upload hats. It says upload 11 files to this site. Only do this if you trust the site. I think that's a Chrome thing. But actually these samples are just being stored in your local storage, so they're not like accessible to anyone else. Okay, so those are uploading. And then at some point, hopefully, did it work? Hello? Okay, I'm just gonna open this in a new window. It worked before I joined the stream, so I think it's some sort of Halloween mischief, maybe.
She's just a little tired now.
Yeah. Or maybe these are just really gigantic hi-hat samples. I don't think they are. Maybe I should just be patient. Has anyone ever tried that?
Any questions while we're being so patient? Someone asked, can I use a VST? Or the only way to export one-shots of it is to import as samples?
Yeah, so you've got two options really. One is that, yeah, you can export some samples, or you can use MIDI, and then you would just have your VST open instead somewhere.
Evie asks, Lil Data, do you play Roblox?
I kind of wish I did. Does anyone want to give me a tutorial on Roblox? And do like a skill share?
We'll give you a tutorial on Roblox. We'll teach you to play Dress
Yeah?
to Impress on stream. Yeah.
We could do that on Sunday maybe instead of what we were planning. No, I love end user programmable games. They're very inspiring.
Agree.
Okay, so for some reason the hats didn't work, but kicks does work. So I uploaded kicks instead, and maybe it's just because kicks are better than hats. But here you can see I've got a kick here, and hopefully you can hear that it's the same kick. So let's just try one more. Let's see if I can get lucky here. Oh, maybe it doesn't like AIF format. Maybe. Okay, so now, yeah, you can see that I'm starting to build up my little collection here. And essentially that's a quick intro to importing sounds. There's other ways to do it that you might want to check out as well. And you can also, if you want to like clear your whole set of imports, I think the way that you can do that is to restore default settings in the settings menu. But yeah, maybe I'll finish there, and yeah, then we can just do some more Roblox chat.
Yay! Everyone say thank you, Lil Data.
Woo.
Wait, do I have access? Oh, I do. Wait, hang on. Yay! All right. Does anyone have any last questions about the kind of basic stuff that we went over? Again, I really encourage you to go look at the documentation and just have fun and play around. As you guys know, from every time I've ever made music on stream, half of that is just me clicking around a program I don't know, and you will learn a lot from just doing that. So please, 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 please go do that. How we're going to do this is that basically you will have all of tomorrow to make something using these new skills, or if you want to just use the cool new awesome sample pack to just make a song, we will also listen to that. We will happily do whatever. But yeah, give it a try. Even if you don't end up making anything that you feel like is like, oh my god, your best work ever, like that's what Goop House is all about. It's about learning new skills and trying new things and being vulnerable and showing other people something that you're not necessarily perfect at just yet. So yeah, so we will go over everything on Sunday. Send it to the Goop House email. That will be goophousemusic@gmail.com. I will say that again the day of. We will stream at the same time on Sunday, so 12 p.m. PST. And yeah, again, thank you so much for joining us, Lil Data. It was super fun.
So welcome.
I will also try to make something because I'm burned out from my own PhD project, so this will be a fun little break.
Oh my god, I feel you.
Yeah. Wait, sorry, do we submit the work to goophousemusic@gmail? Yes. I will also, again, I will tell you again the day of, so don't worry, like it's not like there's a harsh cutoff or anything. Yes. Any other questions? Cool. I don't see any other questions, so I think we will wrap it up there.
Awesome.
Any final
thanks
words of wisdom from
again.
you?
I've already given out so many words of wisdom. I don't want to yeah, hurt people's brains too much.
That's true.
No, I mean, yeah, just have fun. I think, yeah, with the way that we're often introduced to code is you know, it's this like serious thing where there's a definite wrong and a definite right, and when you get things wrong, the computer shouts at you and doesn't do what you want it to do. And I think it's good to kind of leave that behind when you're approaching this type of coding, because with this type of coding, there's no right or wrong answer. You know, it's just, there's no problem to solve. You're just playing with this material and having fun, hopefully. So yeah, I just encourage you to, yeah, just have a nice chill time, trying it out. And yeah, as you said, also if you just want to use the sample pack to make something and use your own setup and tools, then I'm very excited to hear that as well. So look forward to hearing from you all again on Sunday.
Yay! I'm excited too. VOD for this will be up soon. Flash Memories YouTube channel as always. And I am now going to close out the stream. Goodbye, everyone. We'll see you on Sunday.
Bye.
Hello, hello, hello. Halloween is so scary. Me being blonde again is pretty scary. Every time I see myself, it's like a white woman jump scare. Alright. Enough Death Note. Let me hop in a call. How's everyone doing? I am so excited to see what everyone has made. White woman jump scare. I became friends with a girl dressed as Freddy Fazbear last night. I was going through a cornfield maze. It was just me and Freddy Fazbear against the whole world. And I did feel like the white woman jump scare from the one Five Nights at Freddy's game. Let's see. It was really scary. Finish your physics homework just in time. Wait, hang on a second. Chat, can you hear Lil Data?
Hey, can you hear me?
Can you hear Lil Data and friends? Yes? Is it quiet? Is it good?
Hello, hello.
People keep redeeming sneezes. Hang on. Let me just pull this up first. Lil Data, you don't know this, but I sneeze on command on my channel for money.
Whoa. For money.
Well,
That's
for fake
sick.
Twitch money.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. That's one, and someone else redeemed another one. Thank you
Wow,
for
that's
using your slime balls.
it's really impressive.
Thank you. Elijah says you found a miso wig. Yeah, I went to Party City and I just got one. Okay, cool. How are you doing today?
Yeah, good, good. I'm here with 𝗬𝗖𝗞. Hello. And
Hello.
Mio gonna join us at some point as well. But I'm really excited about this.
I'm really excited too. Hang on, people are saying I'm really quiet. I'm not sure what that is. On my end, it doesn't look like I'm quiet. Am I still...
Maybe you just need to scream because it's Halloween.
Now I'm good? I'm really worried to just turn my gain all the way up. That's much better. Okay, never mind. Okay, we're good.
Good, good, good.
Okay, so here's how this is gonna go. If you made something over this weekend using live coding or just using the new SPLICE pack, you are going to send it to the email, which I will put on the screen right now. If I know how to use Twitch, which I don't. Did you get up to anything crazy yesterday?
I went to see my friend's band, 𝗬𝗢𝗣𝗟𝗡, and they were very sick.
Whoa. Are you just saying that because they're your friends, or were they actually really good?
I'm both.
Okay.
I'm lying and telling the truth.
I don't know why the text by default said girls/they. Okay, Goop House Music at gmail.com. Okay, you're gonna send anything you made to that email at the top of the screen. I'm gonna open the email now. It's right above your head. Here, I'll put it right above your head, like a little halo. I'm gonna close that for a second to open my email. This is another thing about me, Jack, that you'll learn very quickly, is that I have leaked so much personal information on stream. Like, if I was an actual, like, a million subscriber account, like, my credit card would have been drained, my house would have been stolen off the ground, probably. It's a bad habit.
But it's surely that's going to be part of your legend now. So you can't stop.
I'm really shocked. Like, out of all the data that's been leaked of me, like, nothing bad has happened. Okay,
Maybe your data is just blessed somehow. You have angelic data.
Oh, that's true. The angels are always looking after my data. Okay, we have 2 things sent in so far. So let's. Someone said delinquents rise up. Didn't do my homework. Go do your homework. Oh, wrong one. Okay. First up. Oh, let me also share my screen with you so you can see what I'm looking at.
Oh, I saw Mio has sent one already. Oh, really? He's in the inbox. Oh, really?
Okay. Can you see?
He's not even here, but he's in the inbox.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Perfect. All right. Okay. First up, we have a submission from Willow Wind. All right. Let's have a fucking listen.
Willow Wind.
Wow. Oh, good.
So awesome.
I love Willow Wind. You have to like post your SoundCloud in the chat when you find it. Bye. Oh, we got it.
You think it's on you, don't pretend. I can't seem to just be your friend. Tell me you see me, tell me you hear me, tell me you get me, tell me you want me.
You have time to write lyrics?
Tell me you want me, tell me you want me.
Whoa.
Yo. Yeah. Beautiful outro as well.
I know. I feel like tearing up. Oh. Wow, that was a really, really strong start.
That was incredible.
Everyone give it up for Willow Wind. Go give them a
Wind.
follow.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's beautiful. So wait, you only use sound from the pack as well? That's crazy.
They also said it's going to be on their album that they're dropping at the start of next year.
Oh yeah.
So everyone tap into that. Also, I think I'm echoing through you or something.
Yeah, it might be.
Oh.
Sorry. I'm not using headphones right now
Oh,
because
right. Because and friends.
I'm also a delinquent.
So many delinquents today in stream.
Oh, but how bad is the echo? Because
It's not
I've
bad.
got
If
the
I
stream.
if I talk slightly far away from my mic, I don't hear an echo. So I think it's only when I get really loud.
Okay.
Okay.
Stream let us know if it gets too intense. We'll figure it out.
Okay. Well done, Willow Wind. Let's see. Who else do we have? Looks like we have 2 submissions. One from Mio. Hi, this is my little entry trying new vocal processing and only data pack sounds. All right, let's hear it. This is awesome. This is so cool.
Yeah, very, very beautiful. It's fun.
Whoa.
I really feel like I'm in a video game, like an underwater level. Yeah, build it.
That was
Yes.
super awesome. Oh my god. Mio, are you in here?
Where is Mio?
Where are
You
you?
know where he is?
He is he's at his parents for dinner.
Oh, he's having dinner with his parents.
Yeah.
Is it this one? Is this you?
Yes, it's Mio Stora.
Well, I don't know why that's not expected. What I expected him to look like, to be honest.
He looks like lots of different things as well. So not even
Does
just
he?
this photo. Yeah,
Whoa.
he's got all
He's
kinds
got
of
range.
looks.
So
The range.
a lot of people are asking if this is a feedback stream. No, this is not a feedback stream, but it kind of is. We are looking at music made with Lil Data's SPLICE sample pack and also any live coding stuff. Though I don't think anyone did any live coding stuff. Maybe you guys were scared of Python. I'm so scared to click on these links. I am.
This is where you're finally gonna get hacked, Sharon.
This is really scary.
This is so spooky.
I think if I'm gonna get hacked, oh, there is live coding stuff. Yeah, if I'm gonna get hacked, I'd want it to be on stream with everyone here, just me and all my friends.
So just to watch you go down with the ship.
Oh yeah, I think they deserve that at least. Okay, so who is this? Misplaced lines. You made 3 little strudel things. We're gonna look at all of them. Starting with this one. Here, I'll close this. Okay, let's listen. Whoa. This is
Nice.
awesome.
Got the stereo panning delay thing going on. Very cool.
Very cool.
Very cool.
This one looks a little scary. Oh my god. Okay.
That's the longest melody in the world.
Let's hear it. Wait, before we hear it, Eurokai, if you send me $10, I'll listen to your song on stream. How about that?
I will not listen to your song.
Why does this sound so familiar?
It's been like the Charli movie? No, I'm kidding.
It's from some movie.
Yeah. Movie? I'm gonna have to look it up now.
Chat, what movie is this from? Okay. I have a feeling there's a more efficient way to code this.
You got that code here. Your code sounds tingling.
What'd you say?
Your code sense is tingling.
My code senses are tingling. Hey, something tells me there's a way to optimize this code.
Yo, should we optimize this code right now?
Live on stream. You're gonna have to take over to do that.
No, you suggested it. You gotta
That's
follow
true.
through on that.
This really takes me back to undergrad. All right, this is
You're
the
not gonna-
last little project you have. Classic hacker stream. No, we established that I'm the one getting hacked on stream. All right, last one. Whoa. This one's my favorite.
It's very cool. Using the vowel
Yeah.
sound effect. Very nice. Good job.
That's awesome. I really like that one.
That should, yeah. Turn that one into a track.
Yeah, turn that into a whole track.
Drop that track.
I could lose access to 4 years of Gmail history. Shit.
Think of all the hacking you could do with all that 4 years of history.
Think of all those emails from Twitch. All right, that looks like it's all our submissions. But if people keep coming up with live coding projects, I'd love to keep showing them on stream. So feel free to send to GOOP Gmail anytime.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Did we learn any lessons today?
Good question.
Did you learn anything today?
I think I just had such a nice time, even though it was short, because it's so. Me and Tzmiavi were talking on the way when we were driving to the studio, just how nice it is to like share your stuff and then see people use it in completely different ways. It's such a pleasure.
Yes.
I can also send a little track.
Oh, maybe we got one more submission about to come
One
through.
more submission.
Yo. Oh my god.
Someone says, yo, this is my first
You'll be on
time
the
gooping
track.
live. I'm sorry you have to see me blonde. I'm usually not like this. The guy in the back seems to be gooping hard.
He's been going at it, I would say.
Gooping.
We were talking about how would you say goop house in Icelandic? And I think it would be like 𝗬𝗢𝗎𝗄𝗣𝗍.
Whoa. That sounds awesome. Wait, do you speak Icelandic?
That's the only two words I know.
Oh, well, it's only 2 words you're going to need, I think.
Yeah, exactly. It's a passport to Finland right there.
Do you speak any other languages?
I only know a few phrases in Icelandic, but I do have to learn it soon so that I can stay here longer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We'll see.
All right.
𝗬𝗢𝗎𝗄𝗣𝗍?
Yeah, I just sent the track.
All right.
Oh, that inbox
Oh my god, now I have to share my fucking screen again.
inbox bell is going ring ring.
All right. Wait, okay, can you remind me how to say your name again?
𝗬𝗢𝗖𝗞.
All right,
Wait,
I'm going to
wait,
practice
wait.
that one in the mirror. What's okay? What's like this O sound? Like, how do you say that?
It's like
Ugh. Okay,
yeah, basically, yeah.
I see. So it's like between a U and an O.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, that's right.
I think if I had to spell it phonetically, it would be like maybe like like that, like smoothly.
Yeah.
But you have to roll the R a little bit as well.
Fuck.
Oh wait, is it playing?
It is playing. Can you not hear it?
No,
What?
no, we can't hear it.
Oh, sorry, hang on.
I mean, I also can just ask him for the track.
No. It's got to be live altogether.
But he's right here.
Are you ready
You can just
now?
Yeah, we're ready. Ready.
Okay, let's hear it. This
Oh,
one
we
makes
still
me
can't
feel
hear
like a
it.
bug. You can't hear it still?
No.
What the hell?
Hey. Should I call back on Discord maybe?
No. Don't
No,
you
we
dare
don't do
go
that.
anywhere.
I take it all back.
Alright, it's not even
Hands
letting
off.
me change windows. What the hell is going on? Alright, one more time. If this doesn't work this time, then you're just gonna have to play it out loud in the studio.
We can do it.
Okay,
Can be
ready?
done. Yes.
Can you hear that?
No. Okay, we'll just.
Okay, we'll play it at the same time. I'll count down and then you guys hit play when I hit play. Okay,
Ready?
so it's immersive. 3, 2,
Immersive.
1, go. Whoa.
Sorry, we were really not in sync. We were so slow.
It's okay. I don't mind. But that made me feel like a little bug. That made me feel like I'm a bug crawling around.
What kind of bug though? Like
Oh,
details.
just like
What?
definitely like a long bug with lots of legs. Like a millipede type, I think. Well,
That's a really good time.
we have like an
That's really good.
ongoing bit in Goop House about bug music and how like there's some music made for bugs and then there's some music that's like for bugs at the club. And I think that was a good song for like the bug club is opening its doors. We're letting people in.
That's I love this. I actually did that. Like I was in the south of France and there was this bug that was making such nice sounds at night.
What?
And then I recorded the bug. It made a song
Wait, can we hear
for that.
it?
It might still be on my SoundCloud from like a zillion years ago. Let me check.
No, we created. Wait, does someone have a link to the Bug Club Human Beach image? We created like a whole lore that could like fill a book about this bug club and like the war with the humans and like everything. And we made like a whole soundtrack for it basically.
Oh, that's crazy. This track is probably on like an old hard drive, but I'm gonna find it and email it to you.
Okay, yes. I would love to.
And then you can keep it.
I'll keep it so close to my heart forever.
Okay, I've got the track up for us. We're just gonna listen to it real quick.
Okay. Wait, which track? You're gonna listen to club bug music all by yourself?
We're listening to 𝗬𝗎𝗄𝗣.
Oh, okay. 𝗬𝗎𝗄𝗘, is this the bug club image? Yes. Okay, Okay, I'm gonna send it to you guys while you're listening. This is.
Such a banger.
Do you guys see the image I've sent you?
Oh yeah. Is this part of your lore?
This is the lore like illustrated. So basically, this was for the Goop day we did for Galen Tipton's pack Fuzz, right? So that's why that's in the background. And then you have the club, okay? And then you have the bugs and the humans. And the humans are always getting up to hacking. So that's why there's hacking there. And that's why there's a picture of me hacking down there. Because like at the club, like it's like hacking music and they're like trying to get in. And sometimes music sounded like human hacking music. They were trying to hack in and like hijack the bug music. But then the bugs would go play in the grass, and that's where they collect their data for their music. And then they'd go bring that information to the club. And then sometimes they'd go to the beach. Like all of them together would go to the beach. And I think there was like a fight there was a big war at some point between them. And then we all went to the grass, and then we went to the beach. And that was the club bug lore.
Wow.
It was really intense.
That is intense. That was a lot.
It was a lot to go through in real time.
I wasn't even expecting that at all.
We have a visual and everything. We need to update our Wikipedia page.
Well, maybe if I send you this track, you can try and weave it into the lore.
Oh, absolutely. Do you want to do... Okay, it's so taboo to plan on stream because then I feel like I pressure my guests into actually doing something. But we should do like a official Goop day with your pack. Because this was kind of like an unofficial little Goop day, but I feel like we could do an actual one. It would be really fun.
Sign me up. I'm ready. I'm convinced. Like the beta test has...
The beta test is launched. All right, everyone, save up your Splice credits because that's going to be coming up next soon on my stream.
Wow. We can definitely, maybe we can integrate it with the bug lore because I always think about insects when I'm making like rhythms and stuff. And on the pack, there's a lot of like insectoid kind of drum rolls and stuff.
Absolutely. So. I frequently imagine myself as a bug. I would be a praying mantis, I think.
Whoa. That's like top of the food chain.
Yeah, I don't want to be some measly little bug if I'm going to be a bug.
So do you know this guy on YouTube who's like an ant farm influencer?
Yes, I do know that guy.
Guy who makes giant vivariums and then makes very dramatic videos about it.
Yes.
I love this guy. We get
awesome.
him on the stream.
We should get him on this. We should have a bug stream. Wait. This would be really good. No, I love bugs. When I was a kid, we had an ant infestation and we also had a bee infestation. And I used to they made their nests like behind the balcony like window. So I would just go and sit for hours and watch them like fight. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And we could recreate that on stream.
That sounds a lot more like extreme than the bug fights I used to watch in England.
You watch bug fights in England?
Well, the bugs be warring all over the world.
Well, I guess, is there something about British bugs they just don't have it in them?
I think they're just not as like exotic,
Oh, I guess that's true.
In the way that all English food is brown.
Yeah, they're like the white
brown
people
meat,
of the bug
potatoes.
world.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
We don't have scorpions.
You know what I've really gotten into recently, musically? I've gotten really into Scouse rap. The Scouse accent has taken a hold of my life in a way I'd never expected anything to.
That's nice. There was like a TV series recently that had some Scouse rap in it. What was it? Is that something that put you onto it?
No, you know what put me onto it? A fucking TikTok edit of some Scouse MMA fighter. I forget, Patty the Baddie. And then like suddenly like that took over my whole life. I was like watching MMA fights for the first time in my whole life. All because of
Patty
a
the Baddie.
TikTok edit. I'm very easily influenceable, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's powerful stuff. The Scouse accent. I'm from Manchester, so I live to tell the tale.
Yeah, I mean, good for you. Some of us can only
Yeah.
dream and watch TikTok edits from afar.
Do you know Scouse House as well?
No, I don't know Scouse House. That's such a good name, though.
That's another Scouse microgenre that you should definitely check out.
All right, I'll tap in. I'm going to be so tapped in across the pond. It's like a really long
You're gonna be
fish
so
rod.
Scouse.
I'm going to be so Scouse. I was definitely one of the kids in middle school who, like, watched so many British YouTubers that I'd, like, accidentally, like, throw in, like, a little British accent to my sentence. Be like, oh my god, guys, I'm so sorry. Like, it just slips out. I love Doctor Who.
Are you trying to like suppress your English accent right now?
Oh, always. It's
Yeah.
just like a demon I have to keep inside of me.
Mm.
Someone says, why wouldn't they name it just Scouse?
Scouse? That kind of
Yeah.
sounds like you would say Scouse.
Yeah, I think it sounds too close to both words. All right. Is there any other pressing topics of conversation we need to hit?
I think we've really nailed it.
I think we've made a lot of cultural progress.
Mm-hmm. I think the bug day, if we can get like Scouse rap, Scouse house, the vivarium guy,
Mm-hmm.
and the sample pack, and my old South of France love song to a bug.
Mm-hmm.
Get that all in the room,
Mm-hmm.
then I think we're cooking.
I think we're good. Wait, we have one more last minute submission
Oh.
from 𝗧𝗢𝗧. I knew you'd show up, you little freak. I knew you couldn't resist a little bit of live coding. DM it to me right now. Listen, this will be a perfect closer.
Let's go.
Let's see. Let me make myself big real quick. 𝗧𝗢𝗧! 𝗧𝗢𝗧, send it to me right now. You should have made something in Touch Designer again. You can make something in Touch. Guy with the dog, you work really fast. You could probably make something in Touch Designer right now. Like, so fast. I really believe it.
Everyone open Touch Designer right now.
Everyone open Touch Designer right now. Okay, fine, on it. Thank you, Guy with the dog. I really believe in you. 𝗧𝗢𝗧, if you don't send this file to me right now. Okay, there it is. Okay, hopefully this time when I share my screen it'll work. I don't know why it didn't work last time.
Let's pray.
Screen. Okay. You see this? Oh, the stream doesn't see it. Do you guys see this? Do you see this, Strudel?
Yes.
Okay. Can you hear it?
I cannot hear it.
Well, you guys are really missing out. I'm going to send it to you. 𝗧𝗢𝗧, this fucking rules. Now this is bug music. In fact, I think 𝗧𝗢𝗧 might have been one of the pioneers of true bug music, bug club music. Because this is what they're listening to at the bug club, like, for sure.
Yeah.
I really like line 14. What line 14's doing? It's bug step. It's true. Whoa. That was fucking awesome. Cursive. I found out how sound works inside of pseudo how C sound. What's C sound? Or is it just sound? Yeah, this is Bugs programming a microwave core. This is Bug Step. This is really good. Cursive, you always have such good sound design. C sound? Oh, it's a thing. I understand now. Cursive, you always have such good sound design. And that was really good. Thank you.
C sound kind of goes back to like the very first computer music languages, and because it's so old, it's very portable. So line 1 in that strudel is actually loading a C sound file with some, and then it's getting used. So it's pretty nice.
Round of applause, Cursive. And on that note, I think we can call it a successful stream.
On that bug,
yes. I would love to do a real full blown out Goop day with this sample pack very soon. I think that'd be awesome. Thank you everyone who submitted. We're also definitely gonna do more live coding on the stream. Maybe I'll do a stream of me trying to live code on stream. I think that could be fun. Oh, I didn't know it was already the end. LMAO, I'll toss you what I made later. Yes, send it to me. Well, Guy with a Dog, I'm just convinced you can make anything in like 5 minutes. So, sorry, that's on me. But yeah, maybe I'll do like a Shireen live coding, not tutorial, failure and success compilation.
Sleepers.
That's something I do on my streams a lot because I don't know how to make music. So people have a lot of fun watching me open free DAWs and mess around until something listenable comes out. I
could be like your sidekick, helping you fix things.
Oh, that's okay.
Or like pranking you as well, maybe a little bit.
I think while I appreciate your presence, that would make it so much more stressful. That would be like trying to. I need a safe space to like mess up completely.
Oh yeah, I understand.
But you should come optimize my code afterward because it will need optimization.
Yeah, I'll do the round 2.
Okay, yeah. Oh, we could just pass some code back and forth and see what happens. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yes.
Someone says, Misa, I'm your biggest fan. Okay, weirdo. Shireen X Lil Data collab when? Soon, apparently. We'll see. All right. Thank you guys so much for coming to the stream. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Have a great, safe Halloween weekend if you're doing anything tonight. And I will see you guys next Friday for a beat challenge with Combine. So look forward to that. And I will see you all later. Goodbye. Say bye to stream.
Bye stream.
Bye
Bye chat.
stream. Bye chat.